What's up, future millionaires? It's your boy MTI back with a second video today. And what we're going to be talking about is 5 tips to remember about the high risk passive income DeFi space. Now, the first tip we're going to be talking about is risk capital. You want to use risk capital when you're investing in the DeFi space, and make sure it's actually risk capital, not money that you're just okay with losing. Okay, it's going to be money that it won't affect you financially if you was to lose it 3 months, 6 months, even a year down the road. So make sure you use risk capital, and if you don't have risk capital, please keep your money in your pocket when investing in the DeFi passive income space. Now, the second tip we're going to talk about is going to be risk tolerance. Whatever you're thinking about putting money into, make sure that it fits your personal risk tolerance. And if it doesn't fit your personal risk tolerance, you are going to have issues down the road if the project isn't doing what you feel it should be doing. So make sure whatever project you're thinking about putting money into your risk capital, make sure it fits your risk tolerance. And if the projects that's maybe being talked about at that time doesn't fit your risk tolerance, don't force it. Wait for something else to come along, because it always will. And then you can think about going into that if it fits your risk tolerance. So the third thing I want to talk about is getting your investment back, right? And this is very important because a lot of people, including myself, we like to just compound. And I'm going to get to that in a couple other points. But this third point is focusing on getting your investment back. If a project hasn't proven themselves, the first key and the first focus you should be doing is getting your initial investment back. And then if the project is still here down the road, then you can think about getting some of that profit from that project. But the first thing we want to do, if you're getting into the high risk DeFi passive income space, if the project has not proven themselves and they're just coming out, focus on getting your initial investment back. All right. Now, the fourth tip we're going to talk about that you want to remember is finding projects to actually grow with. And this is when you want to have projects that meet your risk tolerance, because to be able to grow with the project, they have to fit your risk tolerance, because that's going to take a little bit of patience, which we're going to talk about in the fifth tip, right? So you have to somewhat have a belief in the project to grow with that project. And so the key is you want to figure out what projects to grow with. And the easiest thing to go by is, does the project have a positive track record? And then go by doing that. But remember, all DeFi is still exceptionally high risk. So remember, the first tip is risk capital. You only want to use risk capital. The second tip, risk tolerance. Make sure whatever project you're thinking about putting that risk capital into, make sure it fits your risk tolerance. The third thing is, if the project hasn't proven themselves, get your initial investment back first before doing anything else high risk with that project, instead of just compounding to oblivion. All right. Then the fourth thing is growing with a project, and that's how you make money in the DeFi space. You have to grow with the project, but that also takes the fifth tip, which we're going to talk about, is having patience. Rather you're buying and holding, rather you're swing trading, rather you're using nodes, shorting the market, whatever it is, it all takes a level of patience. And so especially when you're trying to build passive income, that also takes patience. So you want to have patience as well when you're getting into a project. And it's easier to have patience with a project when that project fits your risk tolerance, and also when you have used risk capital. So be mindful of those 5 tips, and I'm going to go through them one more time. Number 1, use risk capital. Number 2, make sure the project fits your risk tolerance. Number 3, if the project hasn't proven themselves, get your initial investment back first. Number 4, find projects to actually grow with so you can make more money in this space. And number 5, you have to have patience. So I wanted to make this quick video to talk about the high risk DeFi passive income space. We've seen a lot of projects come and go, and it's not going to be the end of projects coming and going as well. We're going to see more projects in the future that come and go. And so using these 5 tips will help you eliminate some of the risk, but it's not going to eliminate all, right? And so as long as you're in this game, game. There are going to be some projects that you just don't hit on, and there's going to be some projects that you do exceptionally well on. And remember, we only really need one project to really change your life if we do it right. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, and also let me know down in the comment section which one of those 5 tips helps you out the most, and I will catch you guys on the next one.